Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Angie.
And together, we are TwinFinity.
We're twin flames in union, ready for another question and answer video for you guys. We'll just warn you right now, we have 3 full pages of questions. Thank you. You guys responded quite well when we asked for if anybody had any questions. So we may not get through them all tonight. We may end up doing another video because there's a lot.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to just make a comment on that. In fact, I got 2 comments before we really get started, and I'm going to try to make them as fast as I can. I'm not doing a very good job yet. The first comment is that, yeah, with our story videos, we do get a lot of questions. And the questions are coming in way faster than what we can do in a once a month catch-up question and answer video. So, yeah, it kind of makes me wonder what's going to happen when our story videos catch up to real day. Are we going to have less questions? No, I really doubt it.
No, we'll just have more time to answer questions.
Because we'll just go off on tangents like I'm on already, and they'll just create more and more questions. And we have fun with the questions, so I'm quite looking forward to it. Second of all, I'm not wearing my blue fuzzy shirt right now. It is spring. Well, actually, we made it to 20 degrees today Celsius. It's very close to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, we finally had a warm day. So I'm not wearing my fuzzy blue sweater. I'm wearing something
sunshiny,
bright and warm looking. Yay!
You're funny.
Celebrating spring.
And I'm still wearing pink because, well, what other color is there in the world?
I'm so fortunate. I get to wear a multitude of different colors.
So do I if I want to.
Yeah. Pink, purple, pink, purple.
Well, actually, the truth is I had to wear pink because the jewelry ties in with the question that we're going to answer. So I had to wear this jewelry. So the shirt went with it.
Okay.
Now that we've tangented all over the place before we've even answered a single question, maybe we should start.
But we've only got 2 minutes in. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I haven't even had a chance to thoroughly read through these questions, but we've talked a little bit about them. So, can you speak more about going within to feel your twin and how it was or is felt? How you reached that point and how it manifested it outwardly with love?
So I will answer this first because I'm the one that always talks about go within, go within, go within. I'm the go within Harper kind of person. For those of you that watch our story videos, you know that at the end of every video, I say to connect with your twin, go within. Unless I screw it up and say it the opposite way, and then I'm like, whatever, forget it. It's the end of the video. But you know what I mean.
If you ever did screw it up, I didn't hear it.
Okay, I did twice.
Oh, no.
So connecting with your twin by going within. What does that mean? First of all, let's just talk what's going within. Never mind the twin part. Going within, there's no wrong way to go within. Basically, going within is simply connecting with yourself, spending time with yourself. We live in such a busy society nowadays with signs everywhere. We're bombarded with information, news, messages. I mean, it's everywhere. So it's to stop all the chaos on the outside, all that busyness, and just take time to connect with yourself. And that can be different for different people. For me, that's sitting in my Reiki room meditating. For Rob, that's climbing a mountain, standing on top of the mountain, where it's quiet and peaceful.
I don't know for myself whether I ever go within myself to directly communicate with you, though. It's usually things that either you've done or else maybe has happened with our souls without us both knowing. That's when I feel things. For me to, let's say, go into a meditative state where I drift a thought off your direction, I don't want to say that that's not really my style. It's just not something I've really tried to do much. I'm more on the receiving end of the feelings of when Angie or her soul has gone within.
Well, and okay, we're on a tangent already.
Oh, sorry, I already got the first tangent.
Okay.
You can have the second one.
Okay, for those of you that know us, we're tangenty people. We are what's called the spiritual twin and the matrix twin. I am the spiritual twin. I'm the one that lives in 5D. Everything kind of connects to 5D for my thoughts, my experiences. Rob is known as the matrix twin. He's the one that lives in the 3D world and is very grounded here in the matrix. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's normal. That's kind of a healthy balance for twin flames, and that's very common, that one of you is the high 5D one and one of you is the more grounded 3D one. So it's very normal that Rob wouldn't have a lot of telepathic experiences and go out like practicing them, because that's not the energy he comes from. That's the energy I come from, though. So I actually experienced telepathic, not experiences, but connections with you even before I knew we had this ability. One night I'm just sitting watching a movie and we weren't even together yet. We were just starting. I had just learned that we were twin flames. And all of a sudden I'm sitting watching a movie and I can hear this voice in my head. And I think just because I know the energy, I knew it was him. But that's how it started. I wasn't even trying. I wasn't even putting effort into it. It just happened. But now I can naturally just, whenever I want, I just think. I basically just say everything I want to say to him without actually saying it in words. And I just think it and poof, I get a response from him. It's really quite amazing. Sometimes it comes in a song. Sometimes it just comes in a kiss on my hand, like it did last weekend. We were driving home from the mountains and I just had some questions that I didn't want to ask out loud, so I asked him in 5D, and he just gave me a kiss on my hand, and I knew that was my answer. Did he consciously know that I was asking?
No,
No.
I didn't. I just felt all of a sudden inspired to give her a kiss on the hand as we were driving down the highway.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes through. Maybe it's just all of a sudden I have this missing her moment, and I send her a text right after she's just been thinking of me a lot.
Yeah.
And there's been hours since we last communicated, and yet this all comes together within a minute or two. That's more common for us. And I don't even think about it. I don't think, gee, is she trying to communicate with me? I just accept the feeling for what it is and respond the way that I feel is best, or that I want to, or is maybe sometimes mushy enough to. Or I just respond in a way that I do, and all of a sudden she says, well, that's neat. Why did you do that then? Don't know. I just do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm like the antenna that has no idea what the signal is, but I just respond to it.
Yeah. You're aware on a higher level. You don't need to be aware on a 3D level.
Yeah.
So yeah, to connect with your twin by going within, it's simply first when you learn to go within and feel yourself, you're aware of yourself, you're aware of your higher self, your soul self. When you have that connection with yourself, then of course you can start building it more with your twin, and you can feel them within you because they are in you. They are you. They're the same energetic makeup. So it becomes a natural, easy thing to connect with your twin by going within your own energy.
Okay. Like that.
Thank you.
Next question?
Yep.
This question I'm going to have to try to edit and splice together as I go.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, both. A question. So now that you are together, are you feeling as one consciousness? And could you avoid or have avoided all the running and chasing and stood still, like Lee and Sherry say? And they mentioned that they could avoid all their turmoil if only they went within and stood still and chose their truth and not create lives outside of their connection. The reason this is being asked is some twins do get together by choosing each other, doing the work, and choosing the connection. I would love to hear your view on this.
So first of all, if you don't know who Lee and Sherry are, they are twin flames in union who've actually been in union a long time. Interestingly enough, when I discovered we were twin flames, I started watching their videos. Little did I ever know I'd be now making videos.
As well.
You just never know where this path will take you.
Very interesting people.
Yes. Love, love, love Lee and Sherry. Watch all their videos still and so enjoy them. So yes, they have shared that, if you know Sherry, she calls it the stand stiller. And she says if she would have just learned to stand still, then there wouldn't be any running and chasing. For us, though, there wasn't really a whole lot of running and chasing. We did a little bit of that in the beginning of our dynamic, but otherwise, I don't feel I was running. We just shared in our last story video of all the healing work that we did, and I was the kind of person that if it came up, I faced it. So I wasn't running from myself, For us, I don't think, and you might have a different perspective, but I don't think there's anything different we could have done to come to union quicker, to speed up the process, because it wasn't just about us. Again, from our recent story videos, we've been sharing about karmic partners. So we each had to go through other relationships to clear karma with other people. And interestingly enough, I had karma with 2 of my past relationships who had karma together themselves. So there was many other dynamics that played into it, and it all needed to unfold as it did for us to come together and for us to find our own path and healing. So I don't think there was anything that we could have done better, quicker, faster.
I don't think so either. There was just so much that played out before we had a chance to come back together this time that I think we've mentioned it many times that we would have been afraid to have missed any of the steps that we went through.
Yes, they were all important.
The runner-chaser dynamic that we had, I never saw it as being absolute. Now that we've put together a few of our story videos, I've come to realize a little bit more that we both did some running and chasing it back and forth.
Absolutely.
I almost am starting to call it like a dance, like figure skaters do, where they come together and then they go out and they spin and do their things, and then they come back together and do something, and then they go apart again. It's almost like a figure skating dance as opposed to running and chasing.
I'm smiling because I just answered somebody's question today. I can't remember if it was on our page or one of the groups. And I used that exact word about it being a dance. And I said, It's a beautiful dance. And it really is.
So a beautiful dance. Looking back at it, it was quite beautiful. Some of the
when
steps
you're in
along
it,
the way,
it's
kind of iffy at times.
Yeah.
Well, and I also wanted to comment here that, and this will be coming up in our story videos, and I may reiterate this again, about if they only went within and stood still and chose their truth. When Angie first started to describe what twin flames were to me, and I had no outward idea. I had inner feelings as soon as she started to mention it to me. Some thoughts and understandings just welled up in me. But I believe that at that point, without consciously doing so, I stopped and chose my truth. I chose to pay attention to all these signs that were saying that Angie and I, well, at that time, the way I looked at it was, deserved another chance to be together. It was instantaneous, and it was strong. It was just like okay, I give up on all this trying to stay away. Let's have another look at this right now. That's kind of just how quickly it changed around in my mind. I think my truth came along, stood in front of me, and I had no choice but to choose it right at that time. And I didn't know that it really was a truth. All it was a yearning to just thoroughly understand what was going on. So at that point, any form of either staying away or getting closer was put on hold. It just became a quest of understanding. But I wasn't going to push it away, and I most certainly was going to choose to accept whatever truths came along.
Excellent. I wanted to just answer the last part about, let's say, are you feeling as one consciousness?
One consciousness.
Not all the time. Absolutely not. Sometimes, yes, for sure. I mean, there's times, especially times when we're driving to the mountains and we're in that serene kind of place. As you know, we love our mountains, we love our nature. So when we're in places like that, but when I'm at work, do I feel one consciousness?
No. Maybe the odd moment here and there.
Yeah, we have moments where we'll text each other, and we'll have what we call TF moments, where we text each other at the same time or stuff like that. Then absolutely. But does it stay? Do we hold it for, 24 hours or eternity? Not in a daily thing, no.
Like you were saying, when we're out in the mountains and having a hiking day, sometimes we'll actually spend time together in silence. 5, 10, 15 minutes of walking where barely any conversation happens. And we're both off in our own worlds, but I still strongly believe that we're actually very connected at that deeper level. Therefore, we're not needing to communicate
Absolutely.
at just a verbal level.
Yep.
So we do have lots and lots of moments where we do connect, but it's not a hour after hour, day after day in that spot more than any other spot. Yeah. Many times I've gone out and experienced something and then brought that feeling back into our relationship by trying to describe it. And the same thing for Angie. Like, you know, if we were always sharing in the same spot, I don't know if we would both be learning as individuals as much. So I really love the balance that we have. Sometimes, yes, we're in one consciousness, but many times not. We're out learning our own things.
Yeah.
And then we come back. Sort of like how birds go out and have a day apart, and then they come back and you hear birds chirping away right before sunset. All of a sudden all the chatter stops and they sleep.
Robin has awesome analogies. I love it.
And then you get up the next morning, a little bit more chirping and conversing, and then they're gone on their days again, and then they come back, experience, and chirp away again right before sunset.
So we're birds.
We're birds.
Birds of a feather. Stay together. Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't going to use any of the other ones. Okay. Did you like that?
Yep, that was really good.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. This is neat when we haven't discussed the answers before we get into the video because, you know, we never really know.
No, you know, it's all a big surprise.
Next question. What's it like living with your TF? Do you still trigger each other and, well, the word is fight at times? Most of our disagreements, fighting, uncomfortableness was earlier on in our first time around.
Yeah.
There's still times where I kind of annoy her. I'll maybe have a day where I am spewing out 30 jokes and she's not in a mood for any of that.
No.
So once in a while I annoy her for hours on end. And usually after a while I pick up on that. Not right away. Yeah, it still works that way.
Or you pick up on it because I say something.
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes I let you go on, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, no, not in it today.
Yeah, she's learned to give me a little hint. Then I don't know what to do because I've still got 14 other thoughts to go. Oh. So, do you still trigger each other? You know, the triggers that I feel now, I'm so aware of what things from my past can trigger me that if something triggers me, sure, I feel the initial annoyance, but then it almost turns right around into an excitement of, hey, why did I feel that? What just happened? Did she say something? Did she do something that just stomped on a landmine from my past? So once in a while when I have a strong trigger hit me, I like to try to figure out, there was a Freudian one back there just a couple of seconds ago. I like to try to figure out what caused it. So usually triggers now for me are more exciting once I get past the initial, what just happened.
Well, and I think they're exciting because once you come into union, obviously to get to union, you've had to do a lot of work and a lot of growth to get there. So you're aware, number one, you're aware of what triggers you. You're also aware of how to manage it. Because you've learned to own your shadow side, your not so pleasant sides of yourself, you now know how to face those rather than projecting it on someone else. So when you are triggered, you can go, oh, I'm being triggered. So it's not really about them. It's my stuff. And you can just own it. Instead of going, well, you did this, this, and this, and this. You can go, okay, I can see why I got triggered. Now let me do something about it. So there's much less reacting and more of a controlled flow of, okay, well, this happened. Let's talk about it. There are times where we have, we'll have like a 5 minutes or 10 minutes between when we're triggered and we react, and then we come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's quick. It's usually very quick that we'll come back and one of us, whoever has offended the other or maybe hurt the other, will come back and say, I'm sorry. That was my stuff. I know what's going on. Then we'll talk about it. And then it's done. It's resolved.
And this isn't something that happens every day.
Oh, God, no. It happens very, very rarely now.
Angie being a highly sensitive person, and also I've got some of those traits myself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I can be easily triggered. Something's usually fester in me. I'm the kind of person that things get in and it boils, and then all of a sudden I'm just annoyed. Where Angie goes from warm to red line to warm, and that was that 4 seconds of her life. Okay, so we're very different that way, but I think we're so aware of it that usually the first few questions in the morning was, "How was your sleep last night? Did you dream a lot?" We usually question each other enough within the first few minutes of waking up and starting to talk that we've got a pretty good gauge what we might have as far as situations or sensitivities right off the bat in the morning. We've both learned to respect that we have that within each other so much that that first thing in the morning we've usually got a good idea of what the day could be like. Is this a day to push boundaries? No. She didn't dream very much last night and only had 5 hours sleep and was awake in the middle of the night for 2 hours. That's a day to pay attention to when she says that.
And if she was awake for 2 hours, it was because Spirit woke her up to answer the next question, which we're going to show you in a minute. But before we get there, this is the one.
I want to go back to that first bit. What's it like living with your TF? How about I take all the good bits from every other little relationship I've had before and plug them into this relationship? Aww. I absolutely love this. That's nice. This is just amazing. I couldn't even imagine how good this was going to be. I didn't know what it was going to look like when we got back together this second time. And wow, you can use terms like you wouldn't trade it for any other style of relationship. Yeah, that's very true. Mm-hmm. My point of view. She doesn't have to answer the question. She doesn't.
I was just going to say it's all your dreams of what you hope it to be wrapped up in one.
Yeah.
With the fact, though, that, I mean, I know a lot of people think it's all like fairy tale land every day. No. I mean, you still got your 3D life and your jobs and grocery shopping and laundry. But if you're us, you walk through the grocery store hand in hand, and when you do laundry, you're hugging and kissing. So, you know, it's still blissful, even with the 3D stuff.
And you know, we're walking down an aisle of the grocery store. It may be a little bit later at night or maybe early in the morning, and there's nobody else in that aisle. Only the security cameras know we share a kiss.
You're funny.
Oh, hey, you're blushing.
I'm sure I am. Now, can I answer this question that has to do with my jewelry now?
Okay.
This is the whole reason I have to talk about my jewelry.
Yeah.
People are wondering, what does your jewelry have to do with living with your TF and do you get triggered? Okay, so little story. I'm going to try and make this fast, though, but, you know, we're not fast.
We're bad at that.
People. Yeah, we are. So we have a Friday date night. Every Friday is date night. Last Friday, I had a very stressful, busy day. I had multiple jobs that I had to go to for bookkeeping and trying to get stuff done. And by the time I came home, I was frazzled. Then I was not only frazzled, but I had discovered I lost my pendant. I just got this pendant, interestingly enough, on Easter weekend. So you can see our little Easter decorations are still up there because it's April. So it cost me $2. It was $1.99 at a thrift shop. But that wasn't the point. I was devastated that I lost my pendant because it's pink, it's hearts, and it's shiny.
And it matches the earrings.
Yes, exactly. It's a whole set. So I came home, I was frazzled, and Rob's all like, yay, it's Friday, and let's go out for date night, and what are you going to do? And I'm like, you know what, I'm not in date night energy. I don't even want to go out because I'm not in a good space. So why don't you go do your own thing, and maybe we'll do date night tomorrow night. Since I'm not in a good space, I don't even want to be around you because I don't want to give off that energy to you.
Yeah, she was kind of like a cheese grater. She was going to tear apart anything to get anywhere near her.
Well, and now I was in tears that I was like, or almost in tears that I had lost my little pendant. So my goal was like, skip date night. I got to go find my pendant. I'm going to retrace my steps. I know it's $2. Doesn't matter. And
our microwave oven had died.
That's right.
Yeah, it was all on the same, the day before, so that had to be replaced too. Yeah, she was just in a very annoyed spot.
Yes.
And I don't know, I was still in Friday night mode. I believe my answer was, oh, I still want to be with girl.
Yes.
And I gave her a hug.
Because he calls me girl all the
time.
It's so
G-U-R-L. Girl.
So even though I was like, you know what, I'm not in the greatest space, let's maybe not be together tonight so I don't have to, be all negative around you. And he's like, no, I don't care what space you're in. I want to spend time with you. So he was sweet and kind enough to come with me to retrace my steps to find my pendant. Found it.
Found it. It was laying on the ground in a parking lot.
And we even made a joke that we were going to find my heart, and hopefully my heart wasn't broken. And when I found my heart, I'm like, we found my heart. We just had lots of fun with the whole thing. So again, if you're not both healed, that whole interaction could have happened differently. I could have come home, projected all of my frustrations on him, and, like, I don't want to go on date night because you did this or that happened, blah, blah, blah.
I could have said, yeah, you just go figure yourself out tonight. We'll try again tomorrow night.
Totally. Or he could have been like, get a grip. It's a stupid $2 pendant and you just got it. It's not like it was some big gift somebody got you or had some significance.
This is Angie. This is jewelry. This is heart-shaped jewelry. That answer will never, ever apply.
But
it's
see,
just a
he
$2.
knows that.
No.
When you know your twin flame, you respect their things, even though you're like, who cares? It's a piece of jewelry. Get over it. It's not like it cost $20 or $80 or anything. It was $2. Not that the money's even about it, but...
Yeah, when she squeals with joy when she finds something hanging on the rack and says, I gotta have this. Okay. That's, yeah. The dollars don't count.
No, I'm going searching for it if I lose it.
I figured I'd better be along for this tragedy.
So that's the difference when you're both healed, is you come from a very different energy of love, respect, kindness, instead of projecting your own emotions on the other person. So that's just one of our little stories.
Yeah. That was a very successful night.
Yes, and we got a microwave.
And we got our microwave oven. One
on
slightly
sale.
bigger. On sale. A little bit bigger than the one and it still fit in the spot that it needed to fit in.
Yeah.
It was ended up being a very successful evening.
And it was still a great date night. I mean, hey, who says you can't go hunting for your lost pendant and go buy a microwave and have it be a fun date night? Date night doesn't need to be about crazy romance and dinners and wine and dine.
We zipped around. We zipped around between 5 stores going, yes, no, that size, yeah, that color, but no, the other one was better, the other price, and zip one more store. We got they're all going to close in 45 minutes. We got a chance for one more, and then we can go back and get the one we really think we're going to get anyway.
Yep.
It was fun.
It was totally fun.
Yep.
Okay, so now we were a little longer than we should have been on that question, but it's all good. Now it's time to move on.
I sense a time where there's going to be question and answer videos every 2 weeks. No, every week.
Once we finished our story, yes.
Once we're finished our story. We got a lot of catching up to do.
Yes,
We've already said that. Okay.
This is a bit of a long question.
I'm on this one?
Yeah. It gives a little bit of a scenario. Do you want me to maybe just summarize it? Would that be easier?
No, I'm just going to try to wing
read it all? Okay.
Yep. My twin flame and I met 1.5 years ago, and we are getting very close to full union.
Yay!
We are finalizing divorces to karmic partners. That's always fun.
Yeah, we've been there.
And getting a place together. It has been an amazing experience of unconditional love, but there has been many challenges, which all eventually lead to healing. That is true. One area that lingers is the issue of old karmic partners / soulmates. At times, I, and he too, get so hurt and so sad that, and even angry at the thought of my twin having ever been around anyone but me. I realize that all of our partners are meant to teach us something, and at ages 47 and 64, we have had a lifetime of karmic partners. That happens over time. Including spouses that we've had children with. We rarely bring up old partners because it is so painful and uncomfortable. When I think of him being with another woman at any point in his life before me, it's not just jealousy. It almost feels like a violation of my own self or our sacred union, even though we even hadn't met at that point yet. This feeling makes sense to me if twin flames are truly one soul. I'm not sure what to do with these strong emotions when they come up. It feels unbearable at times, and then fades at other times. I don't want this issue to hinder our union or our mission in any way. It seems you two are fairly comfortable talking openly about past relationships, and it amazes me. I actually feel pain for each of you as I hear the other one talking about old loves. Please share any insights or help for me to get healing around this issue. Thank you for sharing your story and your love with the rest of us.
Oh, you're welcome. So are you going first on that one, or am I going to show my diagram that I was woken with at 4 a.m? Thank you, Spirit.
I am going to say just a little bit. When Angie was first teaching me about twin flames, she commented that sometimes one twin can feel the time and feel the energy when the other twin is, let's say, making love to someone else. I never felt that, but I certainly immediately had the imagination that would understand that that would be a very uncomfortable knowingness for the twin that's having to experience their other twin going through all those feelings. I'm actually very thankful that I haven't ever had that.
Me too.
Yeah, that's...
When I discovered that, I was like so grateful that I've never experienced that.
I think that we both at an early time recognized that our karmic partners had been a help to us, and we just had to choose to respect those times. I never really had a feeling that I was offside or cheating on any level on Angie when we worked together and off with our other karmic partners. I really wish that there could have been another way around that, because I would have rather have spent all that time with Angie. But it just wasn't the way that it was meant to be.
You're extra charming tonight. It's very nice.
So I'm going to let Angie talk here for a bit. While she's talking, I'm going to lend one ear to what she's saying, and I'm going to reread a couple of other spots that tweaked my attention while I was reading the question.
Okay.
Then I'll come back to that.
Okay.
Your turn.
So being that I'm the spiritual twin, I see everything from the 5D perspective. So I'm going to give you my 5D answer, and thank goodness Rob's the matrix twin, so he gives the 3D answer. So you get a little balance between us. So after I read this question, I woke up literally at 4 a.m. I think it was even a Saturday, I can't remember. And I'm like, oh, Spirit, really?
No.
Does it have to be now? Was it a weekday? I don't remember.
I thought it was the Thursday night before our microwave oven and Lost Pendant
maybe.
night.
I can't remember.
I think the two of them were very close together.
Anyway, I was woken up with this whole diagram, and I have learned when Spirit gives you information, you must get up and write it down now, because you're in a different state. And when you actually wake up later, it's going to be gone. So I got up, 4 a.m, drew out my whole picture, and then went back to bed, but couldn't fall asleep. So, whatever. This is what I was given. I can't even take credit for all of this. I was given this information. So this is my understanding of, we're going to start this way, if you can read that. So this is what God, source, creator, all that is, love, whatever you want to call it, kind of looks like. It's an energy. It's not a person. It's an energy. And if you can see, there's different colors in there.
Oh, no.
Oh, no?
This is my understanding of polka dots. I can go now.
Yeah, you better go. Don't even explain your understanding of polka dots. We're not going there. Really, did you have to bring that up? Really?
She's blushing again.
Sorry. Okay, let me
No, that's
continue.
my sunburn from Sunday.
Okay. So, God, source, creator, whatever you want to call it, is an energy, and it wanted to know itself experientially. So what it did is it separated itself into different pieces, particles. So that's what this becomes. So what it did is it separated itself so that it could interact with itself. Because if it's all one big glob, it can't interact. So when it's separated, then it could have connection with itself.
It could see itself separated from itself instead of being too close.
Exactly. So then you see, this is in spirit world still. I drew this all out, but I don't want to show it all at once. So in spirit world, these could possibly be your soul family, different people that you're going to incarnate with. I'm trying not to block either of us, and I'm not really good at this. Okay, you can hide.
No, I just give out the other side.
Now, if you see, this soul has been split into two. That is, I got to move this closer so you can see this. That is you and your twin flame. Okay, so you're following me so far. You were one energy, then you split into different soul beings. Now, if you notice, on each of the little souls, they have different colors. So this one has 3 colors, this one has 3 different colors. So they've all taken a makeup of the big whole picture of themselves as God, creator. But this one, once it's split, it's got the exact same energy. So your energy as a soul can be a little bit different than each other piece of God, because you're all a different aspect of the entire large energy. But as a twin flame, you share the exact same energetic makeup. So you're now asking, why is she going through all this? How does this answer the question? So the next step is you now come down to, here, I think I can get rid of this. You now come down to earth. So now you're all people. You've come and you're in a human body. So you've got you, your twin flame, your karmic partner, your twin's karmic partner. You mentioned you had children, so there's your children, maybe your twin's children. I just guessed who had how many. And now you've come into being very separate. You're now an ego. We need to have an ego when we come into human form so that we can remember that we're separate. The whole idea that we remember we're separate is so that we can interact with each other and experience what it's like to be all that is. Because how do you know what you are until you experience what you're not? You must have the opposite in order to experience what is. So going back now, if your karmic partner and your twin's karmic partner are other people you've each interacted with, when you remember who you really are, you're all these souls, you're soul groups that have come together over and over and over again. You're truly friends and family on an energetic level. And if you want to take it even deeper, you're this entire energy. You're a piece of all of that. So instead of feeling jealous or upset or maybe betrayed that your twin has been with someone else, remember that really, in the big scheme of things, they've been with you. They've just been with another piece of yourself. And all it has done is help them grow and expand so that they can be with the person, the being that you are right now in this human form, in a better, larger, growthful way. Had they not had those karmic partners and those interactions, they might not have the healthy relationship that they're going to have with you. So it's just another way of looking at how we truly are all connected and we truly are all one. The ego looks at everything with separation and looks at everything with limit. So there's only a limited amount of love. If my twin has shared love with someone else, then, oh God, do they have enough love to give to me? Whereas the soul knows that there's no limits, and the soul knows that there is unlimited amount of love. The soul knows that we are all connected. So when we come from the perspective of our soul, we know that it doesn't matter how many people our twin has been with and how many people we've been with, they're all a part of us. And they've all just expanded our own being and our own energy to help us be more connected and more one with ourselves and thus our twin and everyone else in the world. That's kind of my take on it. So I'll post this on our TwinFinity page on Facebook as well in case other people want to have a better look at it. Maybe I'll just hold it up now that I've explained it all, if it'll all fit in there. There we go. This is my very talented creative art. I know, it's as good as it gets. Now that I've explained all that in great detail, do you have any more to say on the other aspects of things?
I like how she explained that. I'm almost hesitant to comment further because I'm going to, in some ways, reiterate what she said. But I'm gonna step out of 5D and step a lot into 3D for this answer.
That's perfect, because that's what we want, is another balance, because
Yeah.
you can't have it all 5D.
I guess I'm going to start my answer with a question. Have you ever embarrassed yourself in front of your friends, done something that was really kind of crazy and you wish you could just like slink away into a corner and just change cities and go find some new friends because that was over the top? Most of us have done something like that where you just don't realize immediately how embarrassing that was. Well, in the end, it becomes a funny story, and usually people give you a hug and say, okay, pick yourself up, continue on. I think it's kind of like that when you think of your twin. You've almost embarrassed yourself by not recognizing your twin and by having all these other relationships and things that have happened before. You almost feel embarrassed for yourself more than for them. And I would like to encourage people to remember that the other experiences that your twin has gone through has made them who they are in this life.
Yes.
Very muchly so.
Yeah.
And a lot of who they've become has also allowed them to be more compatible with you now, much like what Angie and I have been through. So I would like to encourage people to put that embarrassment or shamedness aside and think about the future years that you have left together, and to lock arms with that experience that both of you have had, and look forward. Don't really look backwards, because there's lots of things that I have done to get to where I am right now in this relationship. Lots of things I am ashamed of, embarrassed of, friends that I've hurt or disillusioned, and I can't
along the way.
I can't dwell on that. I can't dwell on whether or not Angie is concerned about the amount of dates and girlfriends that I've had in the past. I can't dwell on that. I've got to take what we have now and step forward with the knowledge that we have agreed to spend our lives together. And so with the thought of being with your twin and worried about their past is who they is the experience that they have that's brought them to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Step forward with them and understand that you're now together, and enjoy that. And if you're still uncomfortable about talking about that or sharing stories of the past, there's sometimes where I have to talk about a fantastic trip that I was on, and yeah, it was with Karmic too. And I am still proud of those times because of some of the things that I learned. And yeah, it can feel a little awkward on the inside. I don't say that I'm without awkwardness, but I've found that by communicating some of those times that there's no condemnation. No condemnation between us anyway.
Not at all.
And
I see our karmics as true gifts.
There's all the respect in the world, I believe, between twin flames once you come to recognize each other. So, yeah, don't be afraid. Look forward. Eventually, you'll balance with the past. That's my take.
Sorry, there was a ball stuck between us. Our dog's like, play with me.
Our dog has found, we're sitting on the floor, okay? We're not up on chairs, and our dog has found us at ground level. And sometimes it's a little bit challenging to just stay totally focused on what we're doing here when we're dealing with
We have a dog
pets.
throwing a ball at us going, play with me now.
Yeah, the dog throws the ball at us, and we're supposed to throw the ball back.
Now, one other thing I wanted to address in that is in future story videos, I'll actually be sharing some neat, amazing 5D connections I had with his karmic partner, and how she basically handed him over to me in 5D. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And that's why I have the perspective I have, is that she's truly one of my soul friends on the other side. Yes, we may not connect on this side, but when I go back home, we'll all celebrate. I have no doubt about that. So when I look at it that way, I have no problem that he was with her and I was with other people. They're all wonderful pieces of our puzzle. So I honor them all. Okay.
Next question. There's a little bit of commonality between this question and the last one, but there is a different slant to it. My twin and I have been in physical separation for nearly 2.5 years. In this time, we've come close and then have had something or someone in the background making us both question. I know that this is part of our challenge to work through these last few times. To work through this. And the last few times we've opened up, to that point where we've been able to communicate, which is awesome. I know that this is part of it all, but I suppose my question is this. Did you know that there was always something between you two? I've always felt, but I often wonder, how the other twin feels, as my twin and I have never had a chance to discuss this. Did you know that there was always something there between you two? Since day one, I've always known that there was a special connection for us. The reverse sunset day, just the way that whole day went, it was, even if I would have never seen her again, I would have never forgot that day.
Yeah.
Special connection, always.
Yeah.
What we were to do with it, never knew what.
No.
Had no idea where it was going to go from there.
Tried to make it work, and it didn't, and we finally gave up. I'm like, okay, we're sure we have this great special connection, but apparently it's not meant to be in this life. That was where we finally got to many years ago, and just moved on with our lives.
Just had to play it out.
Yep. But yes, always knew something. We didn't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Undeniable, but yeah, the path was like being buried in a snowbank. Couldn't see another inch forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you doing that one, or do you need more time to think about it? There was
I'm
one. He's like, I need some time about that one.
I'm wondering if we're going to bounce back to this one.
Okay, well you can.
This question was a little bit controversial, apparently. I missed out on that portion of it, but I heard about it. The question is, what is the age difference between you both? And how did Rob deal with the separation between the both of you? Well, the question actually brings forth a comment that I'd like to make that may not answer the question the way that you would anticipate. First of all, I understand that there's a lot of people who are joining in to our videos, not necessarily at video one and then catching up to where we're at. So, yeah, the age difference, we had discussed that in some of our earlier videos, but not since then. There's 10 years difference between us.
Yes. He's older, I'm younger. It used to be an issue when we were together 20 years ago because I had very little life experience and he had a lot. But now, I don't notice an age difference at all.
With 10 years age difference and very young people, that's a huge percentage of your life that you've lived that somebody either hasn't had much chance to experience or someone else has had significantly more chance. Yeah, now that I'm approaching 54, I can't say her age, that's her business. 10 years, do the math. Yeah, it's not so much a big deal. No. And how did Rob deal with the separation between the both of you?
Yeah, Rob, how'd you deal with it?
By throwing a bunch of karmic partners in there and trying my very best to distract myself in life so that I couldn't remember Angie at all because it hurt too much to be away from her.
No.
That was a little harsh.
But kind of true.
A little bit of truth to that.
But it's not that you went with karmic partners just to distract yourself. It was just also part of the path.
Yes. It was.
We started that way. But then, people came into our lives that were just part of needing to be in our lives.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Next question.
Yes.
Now, that is the same as that.
It's yes.
Two different people, same question.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to read a question without knowing what the answer is. And that's throw myself under the bus. Bonk, 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 bonk down the road. Okay. I would like to know how Rob dealt with the separation and what he thought his inner child was yearning to do and what were his lessons. My inner child work, a lot of my inner child work was not necessarily horribly applicable to the separation. My inner child work was a lot of individual work with me that was more effective in teaching myself literally how to play and not be so serious. Now, I did a lot of that work well in separation, but it also was on that path before we even met.
Mm-hmm.
It's not far enough down that path to make enough difference.
No.
So,
Not in our connection anyway back then.
I have learned to play a lot better now. I'm not quite as serious. I can turn on the seriousness in a heartbeat, but I don't live there as almost a protection device against having to feel things that are going on in life. Sometimes I was so rigid that it was a protection.
Mm-hmm.
I would do A, B, C, D in my day and get my day done, and therefore I didn't have to face anything else. Yeah. My inner child had to break out and allow me to play, which then exposed me to other bits and pieces that I need to heal. But that's been like a 3-decade growth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been part of the journey, not that it opened up any specific avenues for us, let's say, during separation. Angie's got something she wants to say.
No, I was just going to ask more about, like the question is talking about what was your inner child yearning to do. So was there anything specific your inner child learning to do?
Yearning to do?
Not learning to do.
No. I think it was more about me paying attention to my inner child and letting it be heard. Maybe it was yearning to be heard, but I don't know if I would have really paid attention to a yearning to be heard. I would have considered that to be whining and probably shut it up.
Okay, fair enough. So are we ready for the next one? Or have you got more to say on that one?
I wish I had a better answer for that question. That question might come up sometime again in the future.
It might mull in your head and you'll be like, ah!
I might remember something that would be a better answer, but that's the thing about winging questions. Sometimes you just don't have the answers right at your fingertips. I'm good with that. Oh boy.
So can you read these two together because they tie together?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going to have to learn to pronounce a new word here. Did you or Rob have a spontaneous Kundalini activation?
Kundalini.
I missed a consonant. And is the Kundalini awakening a twin flame sign or requirement? Help.
Do the next question, and then we'll do it all together.
If one of the TF has a Kundalini awakening, does it mean that the other one also has had it, or is it very individual?
Okay, now I'll help.
I still need help.
Okay. What I did, I kind of needed help too, because even though I kind of know what a Kundalini awakening is, to really explain it, not my expertise.
It's a term that I've heard before. I've never had it defined. I'm going to learn.
Okay. So I went, of course, to the good old internet, because everything's there. You want to know something? Go on the internet. At least that's what I do. So this is from a website called the yogalunchbox.co.nz, in case any of you want to look it up further or have comments or whatever. So I'm just going to read a couple things that I pulled off of that website. It says, Kundalini is the feminine, creative, evolutionary force of infinite wisdom that lives inside each single one of us.
Whew.
Yeah.
At least I'm glad it's there. That sounded really important.
See, this is why I didn't want to do this myself. I would have not done a good job like they're doing. It's the reuniting of the small separate self. Oh, here my picture comes in. It's the reuniting of the small separate self with the, now I lost my place, with the divine self.
Yes.
The drop of water rejoining the ocean. So much like this, all becoming this again. So basically remembering who we really are and remembering that oneness that we are. So now it describes how it can manifest and what it can look like. Kundalini can manifest in different ways. Often it's experienced initially as an intense heat or energy rising up in the spine and exploding out of the crown chakra. Sometimes it can be as mild as yearning for God, but it can also be accompanied by mystical experience like bliss, oneness, lights, pretty colors. Okay, so now that we have a bit of an idea, I'm going to share that, yes, I had a Kundalini experience. Mine, if you guys are watching our story videos, was story number, I had to go look it up today, number 7, the angel lady and the drill sergeant. This was when I actually saw my very first angel. I was feeling so much love for Rob and so much love from him that I almost like exploded. It's like my soul just went back to oneness. And with that, I then saw my first angel, and it was a magical, blissful experience, much like they describe it. It was very amazing. So, that's the first question. Did either of us experience that? I did. We were talking, and you?
With that definition, I'm gonna have to say, without any form of embarrassment, that no, I don't believe that I have had that kind of a instant or explosive style of awakening or awareness or reconnection with spirit. My growth has been. I was listening to you describe that. That all sounded like upwards, like light
Yes.
and crown chakra, and that's all upward stuff. I'm thinking, just based upon how my spiritual growth has been, that most of my energy, when it pours out of me, when I'm feeling really connected, most of my energy is going downwards. Like I'm connecting with the ground. I guess that's why we call it grounding. But
Exactly.
when I climb a mountain, I feel like my energy has draped over top of it like a curtain, and then out into the valleys and beyond. My energy flows downwards. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad or isn't connecting with God or spirit, because most of us look upwards when we think of that. But I've always been very comfortable with my energy running downhill as opposed to going up to the sky or up towards the light or the sun or the stars or the heavens or the perception of heaven being up. So I can't honestly say that I have, and I don't feel that it's an embarrassment to me that I haven't felt something that would meet the classical definition of a Kundalini activation.
So there you go. That actually right there answers the question of, what was the other question? Is it a sign or requirement? Clearly no, because only one of us have experienced it, and we're both twin flames. So it doesn't mean if you experience it and your twin doesn't, that, oh my God, I can't be in union with my twin until they actually have this experience. Nope, it's all good. In fact, it brings us back to the very beginning of our conversation about the spiritual twin and the matrix twin. He's talking about his energy goes down because he's the matrix twin. He's the 3D grounded one. As the spiritual twin, I go up. All my energy goes up. So that's normal. That's quite okay. So it doesn't have to be that everybody has to experience this in order to have a connection or have union or have an awakening. I mean, clearly he's awake. He just has it differently. So there's no right or wrong on this path, and a lot of times there's no one size fits all that if I've had this experience, my twin must. No, absolutely not.
And 2 comments. One, just as a clarification, I'm actually very proud and very comfortable with where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Having a 3D base that reaches up to and experiences some 5D stuff, but really I'm more 3D. I'm very comfortable with that. It really seems to work well between the two of us.
Absolutely. That's because it's a balance. If we were both 5D, we'd be all up in the clouds all the time. He helps ground me. So.
And we would have to also remember that a tree has got leaves upwardly and roots down into the ground. And both aspects are very, very important to the tree.
Very much required for the tree. Yeah. Rob and his great analogies. See, this is why he's so amazing. You always have perfect analogies. Yeah.
Very happy with that.
Yes. So now we finished page 1 of questions, and amazingly enough, we're at 59 minutes and 33 seconds. So do we want to do any more, or do we want to cut it off at an hour and do the rest in another video?
See, not having read the questions, I don't know if there's something we should leap forward to. I think we've been kind of enjoying doing the questions more or less in the order that we received them.
Yeah.
And
I also like to do that just out of respect for people that, if you ask a question first, it gets answered first.
Yeah, we like to acknowledge all questions because
yeah.
I don't think this whole time that I've ever seen a question that didn't make sense or was a bad question.
No, not at all.
It's.
We love your questions.
Yeah. I think we could do another question.
Okay.
The next one after that's really quite long. I don't know if we want to tangle with that one this time.
Okay.
Ooh, geez. I just read the first line of the longer question. I don't know if I'm ready to answer.
Oh, yeah, because that one's another one for you.
Yeah, it's another Rob one.
You just said in our last story video that I get most of the questions and you get some. Well, you jinxed yourself. There you go.
I'm getting more questions, and I wasn't the one that downloaded this off the internet, so I didn't have a chance to read the questions before.
That's right.
Fun. She gets a chance to prepare a lot more than I do.
Because you work more.
My answers are very raw. Question: was there ever a time where you felt completely disconnected to your twin, and did it concern you? Do you feel that accepting your twin was gone and completely letting go helped or slowed the union process? Let's start back at the beginning. Did you ever feel a time when you were completely disconnected to your twin? Yes.
Yep. Many years.
A lot of the time in separation.
Yep.
There was just so much other things going on in life, so many things that I was either working on or learning or just experiencing in life that it was sometimes days between thoughts about Angie, maybe even sometimes weeks. But I don't think that there was any huge amount of time where I didn't think of her. But being connected, definitely not. That was weeks, months sometimes, because there was no connection.
What about like when we had years of not talking to each other? Like I think I probably would go at least a year, maybe just think of you on your birthday, and then I'd carry on with life again for years when I moved away and we weren't at all in contact. I felt completely disconnected.
As far as 100% disconnection, I have a hard time going there because I often sit back, me being the social one, I sometimes can sit down on a couch and reflect back on life and think of 100 people in the span of 10 minutes and go, gee, I wonder what's happening to this person or that person. So I would still think of Angie. Her name or a vision or a thought would, like a photograph in my mind would flip by, but it would get very, very little airtime before I disappeared into my next thought. So the thought of being connected or disconnected, yeah, we were. Mm-hmm. I think we were both very disconnected for many
mm-hmm.
years.
And the second part is, did it help? Did it help or slow down the union process? For me, it helped. Because I clearly had other work to do with other people. I had karma to clear with other people. And it was so much easier to just accept we were done, it was over, move on with my life. Some people, I mean, especially now that people know about the whole twin flame path, we didn't at this point, so it was easier, I found, to just not know.
Our experience, because we did not know about the twin flame connection, it just seemed very natural just to try to let go and move on and try to forget.
Yeah.
I don't know if there would have been any resemblance in our journey had we known about twin flames to start with, both of us, and then tried to go through separation as a bitter pill we have to take simply because it seems to be the route to take. I sometimes feel very thankful that we knew nothing.
Me too. Just a little side note. There's times I'll come home after reading so much stuff in the groups of, this happened and that happened, and I haven't talked to my twin in a year, and I'll come home and go, thank God for our path.
We didn't know.
I mean, it was brutal in some senses because we didn't know, and it was like, what the hell is this? And why can't we move on? But in other senses, it was easier.
Yeah, sometimes you can't miss what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
And we only started to put it all back together when we started to get back together.
Yes.
Like going back and reviewing old stories and times and memorabilia, and a little bit would come out from a journal, and a couple of old texts or phone call conversations. It was only then that we started to realize how important our separation was.
Yes.
But it was such an innocent time in our separation.
Good way to put it.
I don't think we could have inflicted that on ourselves the same way.
No.
With the knowledge we have now.
No. And maybe though twins nowadays don't need to as much because things have sped up so much with people being more awake, more aware. The path doesn't need to take. I mean, so many people say, oh my God, I hope our path doesn't take as long as yours. And I tell people it won't, because things have changed so much. I mean, if we had the awareness, maybe our path would have been quicker. Maybe it wouldn't have, like we answered in the other question. Who knows? But people's paths are different now because there is the awareness and because there is the consciousness of, okay, I need to do this work and I need to have this separation time.
There's going to be a whole new generation of twins that have gone the path of knowing that they were twins and then have found their way back into union. And they will have their own stories and own pieces of wisdom to describe how to get through with knowledge as opposed to without knowledge.
Yep.
And I think where it'll be delicate is that if you're twins that didn't have a clue and have got back together and are looking back at it going, oh yeah, okay, we were clueless. Or if you're twins that did have a clue and have gone the more, I'll call it modern route nowadays, what if you see two people who you clearly believe are twins, but they don't know it? What do you do with them? What if you find people that are in separation like we were, totally clueless that of a connection, and yet you do recognize it because you've seen our story or you have your own story? What do you do with those people? Just let them keep on plodding through? Do you let them know what you know? This is going to be, I don't want to call it moral struggles, because everybody is, whether you choose to fill them in or choose to leave them alone, it's just the path. It's just another one of those things that is as soul groups, which if you were to communicate with them, that would be a soul group connection hint. But that would be an interesting challenge for those of us who are aware of the twin flame path. Is what to do with those who aren't, but you suspect they're on it.
I'm trying to be very quiet because that's a whole tangent that I don't even want to get into.
we could probably make a whole video on
completely.
That.
I don't want to go there.
But this is one we better compare notes on. Can of worms opened. Future video.
I live with this every day, people. The stuff you see is normal. It's just Rob being Rob. Can of worms opening up. So you.
Oh
my Lord.
I can't help it.
I know.
I'm just me.
You're just naturally weird. I love it. We're just weird people. Okay, I'll laugh while you read.
I'm not touching that next question.
Okay.
I
save that one.
I got to save this question for next time because I'm going to need time to put.
I'm going to mark it because I got to know which one we didn't do. There.
When any question that starts, Rob, I want to hear from a man's perspective. It better be simple or else I've got to wait.
All right. Move on.
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I don't know if you're ready for it.
I am so ready, dude.
Well, that's right.
I got answers.
You've read these before.
I've had to copy all of these onto a piece of paper. You think I haven't read them as I copied them?
I'm starting to get jealous.
Yeah, you should be jealous of my amazing job when you have a crappy job. Okay, that's a whole other topic. We won't go there.
Hopefully nobody from my job is watching.
Oh, good point.
All right, I might be golfing all summer now.
If they're watching this, you have a whole lot more to explain than just that.
Yeah, okay.
They're all going to be like, what's a twin flame? What are you? What, you're doing videos, huh?
Yeah, that's okay. 3 years ago, I would have been afraid to talk about it in public, and now I'm...
doing videos!
And now I'm doing videos, and if somebody asks a question or corners me, or Or even if they don't ask a question or corner me, if I blurt out something and say, what did you just say that you're doing? I just talk about it. And I'm probably weird enough to the rest of the world that they probably just expect the answer I give them anyway.
Probably.
God, those of us from other planets.
Okay.
Angie, when you called Rob to meet him and talk about the problem you were having with a child living with you, what did you feel when you saw him? Yeah, we hadn't saw each other.
A couple of years.
We hadn't saw each other for a long time.
Apparently, we're getting tired. We're getting goofy.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
Did you feel the connection and the same love you felt? Or, sorry, let me try that again. Did you feel the connection and the same love, or you felt it a little bit distant? What about you, Rob?
Uh-oh. You're being asked too. Okay, I'll answer first while you think and process. Are you ready?
Well, yeah, you answer your part first.
Okay. Much like we were just sharing about, how we had years apart and really no connection, I always felt, anytime I saw him, I always felt that sort of twinge of love and that sort of like ex-boyfriend feeling that, you can never just be friends after you've dated. At least I haven't been able to just be friends without thinking of the past, without remembering the love and the connection. So it was there. Of course it was there. But because we were both in other relationships, I didn't think too much of it. Like, I didn't really give it a second thought. It was just, of course I feel something for him because we've had this magical connection, and apparently it's meant to just move on and be done. But I will always love this man. So I felt that, but did I feel anything more than that? No. We're going to share in our next video, our next story video actually, when things changed and when I was actually activated and everything opened up. But this was not the time.
For me, I think it was a little bit stronger because I've, in times of separation, needed to put Angie away and step forward in my life. Anytime that I met her, it usually did hit me pretty hard. I'm going to come out with another one of my analogies. Sort of like when you go to the carnival and they put that stamp on the back of your hand saying that you can enter and come back and out, and it takes a few days for that to wash off the back of your hand. Anytime that I met Angie, it took a few days for that feeling to wash away again. It just wasn't a, oh, hi, how you doing? Okay, no, yeah, good luck with that struggle. I'm going through it too. Have fun. Bye. No, it was very impactful to me.
I love that. Oh, it was a stamp on your hand.
Yes.
Aw.
She stamped all over me.
Though I love
I'm
your
getting
analogy,
tired.
I would not have at all ever thought of it that way, but I would have the same thing, which was why I shared in whatever video that was that we had that talk about all that I went home and you were still on my mind, so I Googled you, and that's how I learned where you lived. So I had the same thing where I still thought of him, but it wasn't this, like, I can't get him off my mind for months and months kind of thing. That happened later.
When it comes to our story video, I think I'm going to have to briefly explain something real quickly to explain what was going on. Whenever I'd meet her after we'd gone our own ways and then we'd meet again after months or years, it was always impactful to me to the point that I always questioned, God, why do I still feel this strong about you? And then when you came to me, and this will come out in the story videos, with if I had a reason or an explanation for why we have this connection, I was so ready for an answer because I'd just been beat up so many times by the other time that I met her with just being overwhelmed. I was ready. Okay, come on, bring it on. What's your story? What have you learned? I was so ready for somebody to explain it to me.
I love doing these videos because you learn things. We learned about each other that we didn't know. And you're like, aw, I have a stamp on your hand. Aw, you were ready to hear it. So it's really cool.
It was all part of building the curiosity, building the understanding. So yeah, Yeah, I really did feel it every time I met her.
Interesting. We did not read this question, and we might want to discuss that one before we answer it together, because unless you're ready to just be risky and wild.
No.
I so want to answer this question, but
Next time.
Okay,
next
we'll
time.
leave that one for next
This will be one of the first ones next time because we're okay. It's a teaser. I'll give you a little teaser. Something about making love.
Okay.
Yeah, we better talk about this beforehand. I don't want to get any of this wrong.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Okay, and I think it has other people in there, not just about us. That's where it gets really interesting. Yeah. Karmics and us and
yeah. Okay. No,
we're not going there.
I think we better wind up tonight.
Yeah.
I think she's right. I think I'm getting a little bit tired.
Yeah, you're getting goofy, which is really fun though. I think they're going to be quite entertained with your entertainment because I'm entertained.
Okay.
Now, can we ask this last question because this is a fun one to end on?
Oh.
And then I can put things away too.
Yeah, I noticed you'd brought some additional material here.
Yeah.
This question's totally worth it. You got all the answer ready to go. Would you be able to show any photos of what you two looked like back then? Now, back then would be our first time around, I'm guessing.
Yes, 1997.
1997. Is there any pictures of us together? I don't think there is. There's no pictures of us together. I was either taking a picture of her. This is picture. Or else she was taking a picture of me. I'm tired. It's been a day. And of course, I had to go out for a nice bike ride, of course, before coming here. So I go for a bike ride, get all energized, come back, energy crash, have supper, further energy crash, and then try to do a video. No wonder I'm
crazy.
Off the wall.
Yeah. Okay, stay on topic. We're almost done. You can do it. You can do it.
Topic?
Yeah.
Topic? Oh, yes, pictures.
So we have no pictures of us together, which for those of you that know me, I am a pictureaholic now. I take a whackload of pictures because I feel very sad that we have no pictures together. And we don't have a lot of pictures at all from our past. So we do have a few that we can share, though.
I have a few shoe boxes of myself and a few of my friends standing on mountains.
Yes. Now, before I show this picture, I have to tell you, somebody made a comment today about our video. We just did our last story video and posted it about the fact that Rob was not wearing his infamous headband. And I burst out laughing when I read that comment because Rob has always worn headbands, and you're going to see.
Yeah, this would be me about 20 years ago. What am I doing? Holding a cat.
Well, this is in my apartment. He's just in the front door of my apartment. There's my closet, and there's my fridge with all my magnets. There's my white cat, Snowflake. And Rob was trying to hang on to the cat. And, there's his headband. Rob's either coming or going from some sports activity. So that headband just never left. It still exists.
I used to go out and climb a mountain. And the bald spot was just barely starting.
Yeah. Okay, you still had a little bit of hair.
I did at that point, barely.
Not much more than
I've always had short hair, so it didn't take long for any balding to show through it.
Yeah.
But I used to get these headband striped sunburns. I'd get a sunburn on the top of my head, so it would go red, white, and then red for the rest of my face. I used to have these white stripes around my head, and I used to catch a lot of flack at work for that.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Here's another one of Rob. This was, I believe, the Jasper Parkway Icefields area.
I was playing around on a glacier, and I think I was on my hands and knees trying to climb up to where Angie was, because I didn't have any grippy bits on. I was just in
well, actually, you fell. You were like playing on the ice, and you fell, and you were actually not in a serious mode that day, which was kind of rare for Rob back then. He was serious a lot. But you were very playful. This was your inner child coming out, and it was really a fun picture, which is why I had to take a picture of you. So that's Rob having lots of fun on the ice. You can see our lives haven't changed in terms of sports, mountains, activities.
And I'd like to make note that I also, even way back then, wore colorful clothing.
Yes.
That particular windbreaker / rain jacket I lost on the top of Grotto Mountain.
Aww.
Yeah, I left a zipper open on my backpack. It fell out probably 3 or 4 years after that picture was taken. Always miss it. Oh well, bye-bye. Someone else probably picked it up and wore it out
Oh,
completely.
I'm sure they did. Now we get to my pictures.
Oh, boy.
Yo, boy.
Poor girl.
I know. This was me on our very first mountain climb. In fact, I just posted some pictures of Castle Mountain because Rob mentioned it in our last story video. This was me at the top of Castle Mountain. Rob and I had known each other a week exactly. In fact, you can see the date in there. I don't know how well. Maybe you can't in this one.
Something, yeah,
Yeah,
97.
Yeah. But yeah, that's me looking pretty exhausted at the top of a mountain because it was a hell of a mountain.
I want to get that a little closer. See if we can get that facial expression.
You really want them to see my big glasses, and I found a picture just for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was pretty whacked out. She couldn't even barely lift her hands at that point to eat a sandwich.
No, Rob on the way home was feeding me potato chips because I couldn't even feed myself. That's what happens when you climb your first ever mountain, and it's gigantic. And then this is another one of me. I don't know where that was. You might know. Do you remember where that was?
I believe that was on the same climb. We were actually down climbing at that point, and you just happened to be a little bit further down the mountain, and I had you turn around, and I took a picture. Is there a lake way up here?
Here, you have a look at that. I don't know.
Nope.
Maybe that's Lake Louise area?
Yeah, I think that's a different day because you actually had the energy to smile.
Yeah.
Okay, different day.
Yeah, and you can't see it, but the backpack that Rob makes fun of me for wearing my little high school backpack instead of like
it's a book bag.
Hiking. Yeah.
It's a book bag, not a backpack.
So
you gotta have a backpack when you're in the mountains. Come on now.
Well, I do now, but back then it was an experience. So this one is just a bonus picture. It's actually not from when we were together. It's my high school graduation picture. But Rob really insisted you all needed to see the gigantic glasses that I used to wear.
She used to, I'm going to say this just from a psychological point of view, she used to hide behind gigantic glasses. You got to see this.
I wasn't consciously aware that I was doing that, but yes, I was terrified of the world. I had to hide. So yeah, there's my big glasses. Aren't those things pretty fancy? Yeah, still had the big teeth back then, as my brother used to call them, my Bucky Beaver teeth. Still got those.
And she says that she can't grow long hair, but
that was the longest it ever got. It was like mid-back. But I wanted Crystal Gale hair.
And then what did it do? Did it just all fall out, or what?
No, it breaks.
It breaks?
It just won't go long.
Trim.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get off on a whole other tangent.
We're already there.
Yeah, it's time to say goodnight, because you need to go to sleep.
Apparently I'm the cause of the end of this video.
Yes. So thank you for all of your questions and for letting us share them with everybody else. We will certainly be back to answer the rest of them. We will keep our list and continue on in our next question and answer video. So if yours was not in this list of question and answers, don't worry. We will get to it.
And also, I'd like to comment that I also have a high school graduation picture, and maybe sometime we'll show that one. The only thing is it's kind of life-size, so I'll have to back up about 4 feet.
Yeah, it's life-size.
It's like
the
20
thing about
by
being
24.
an only child. Your parents are like, going to blow up and put it on the garage door, for God's sakes.
Yes. That's pretty much it. I moved away from home so they needed a life-size picture of me.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to say goodnight because I got to go put him to bed. We love you. We thank you for all your comments, your kind words, all of your questions, and we'll be back with more in not too long from now. I'm not going to say the word soon. Bye for now.
Bye.